Get your right hand.
Why are you holding this up?
I know why.
You don't want me on your property, remember?
That's not my property.
Sign right here, not admitting guilt, stating you have a get ticket. 1214.
Y'all took all these officers over here just to get a ticket. Go in the house that way.
I gotta give him his citation, please.
I'll take it.
Yep, I do have to give it to him.
Tobias, take the citation. If you could please dismiss yourself from my property, Officer Johnson. Walk in that way and walk in the house and check on your sister. I'm trying to hear what they're saying.
It's also on body cam, so if you ever want to ask for it, you can try and ask.
Oh,
after it's been edited.
so you see how she's trying to cover herself right now, y'all? I'm sorry the live went dead earlier.
So, were you guys...
So the problem is the behavior of your officer. Officer Johnson, badge number 297. And this is Jacobo, badge number 147, you guys. When my son was pulled over, I told him to get his driver's license, registration, and insurance. He has never been pulled over before, never had an interaction with the officer. He got up the car and asked me, was this it? She was still with her flashing lights because we didn't know if it was him being pulled over, but I was like, I think that's him. So that is you. So he said, she started yelling, are you on probation or parole? Get back in the car. And I'm like, whoa, she's coming over aggressively with her hand on her gun. I put my son behind me. And I said, what is he getting pulled over before? He has to answer my question. Asked it 3 more times. Is he on probation or parole? He said no. We all said no. Why would you think he's on probation and parole? At this time, she has his ID, his registration, his insurance, and she stood right there where this officer is. And actually, she was actually acting like a servant of the community. Well, this officer was, and she had a staring contest for about 10 to 15 minutes. And we said, well, if he ran the stop sign, give him the ticket. We'll take care of this in court. She refused to give us the ticket. She said her life is being threatened right now. And she tried to use the different type of verbiage that you guys use in the police reports to add extra charges, saying that I'm verbally attacking her. Not once did I say anything offensive. The only thing that I ever demanded for was for her to give him the speeding ticket and for her to get her hand off her gun because she's the only one out here with the weapon. And yet she is still the only with the weapon. For a traffic violation, I've been in this city for a long time. I have never seen this many cars come. I have never seen one of your officers act in this type of demeanor that she has acted in. And then she was being aggressive with my son. And then she refused to give him the ticket. And that's all we asked for. She said he's being detained. I said, you have about 5 more minutes. Look at the air quality out here. It's hot. I'm sick. I shouldn't even be outside. And she's making a standoff over a stop sign because she thinks he's on parole or probation. And she refused, as one of your officers says, the protocol is for her to run the information. She didn't even call in his name. She didn't call it. She called for backup. She could have seen that my son is an honor student, 19 years old at Sacramento State in the master's program. And that's what I was upset about because she should have just gave her the ticket. What if I wasn't here? She's aggressive. She's trigger happy. She's ready to snap the button off of her gun to try to hurt my son. I don't appreciate that, and I would like to file a formal complaint against her.
So, do you have any questions about the traffic stop or any of that?
Her actions. Okay. We can deal with the traffic. We can deal with the traffic stop in court. That's what we told her. We will deal with that in court. But you will not sit up here and hold your hand on in front of my son and then tell my son to get up. No, my son is staying on the property.
And then tell us to leave. You guys to leave. You guys go in the house. And so she deal with him. She's not going to deal with him by herself out here.
When she won't take her hand off her gun.
Well, she does have the authority to do that. She does does have the authority
To shoot my son?
No, not to shoot your son. But I've listened to what you had to say, so I'm going to explain to you some things as well. And I'm not, and I'm just saying this is standard procedure, and I'm not saying that your points are invalid. You guys absolutely have a right to feel the way you feel. It's just that whenever we do a traffic stop, especially, you know, it's extra dangerous for us out there now, especially now.
It's dangerous for all these black people that live in this house.
It's extra dangerous for us.
No, because y'all the ones with the weapons.
Well, look,
it's extra.
Listen. You listen. Okay, we can. Argue.
Whoa.
I'm gonna have my say.
But
I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna let you talk. This is how it works. We have an even exchange, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm being this way, and I'll calm down. I just want to have my say. It is. I'm not saying that it's not more dangerous for you as African Americans. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying it's, especially in this climate, it's more dangerous for us. So part of our responsibility when we deal with unknowns, because she doesn't know your son, right? She doesn't know who he is, and I'm not saying that he's a bad person at all, but we just deal with unknowns all the time. So we don't know who we're dealing with. So it's always officer safety to control movement. Whenever somebody gets out of the car, we always tell them to get back in the car, or we physically detain them because they're not free to leave once we do a traffic stop. And then you, as concerned parents, sometimes that gets misconstrued, because I know you guys are concerned parents, and you came out here only because you're concerned for your son, which is totally understandable. But however, on our investigation,
Look at them talking to our neighbors right now, Joseph. I'll be texting them later.
Well, if we feel that it's encroaching on our officer safety and there's a public safety issue, she does have the authority to order you guys to go back, to stay away. She deals with that. And granted,
not on our property.
Well, I could be on every single inch of this property.
Right, but she's. And again, I'm not here. I'm just saying where you are. So was she like standing in the driveway or something like that? Or?
No, she was standing right there looking at us when she came out to the car. But the thing is, now we feel uncomfortable. Even if she was to ask us to go inside, we would never go inside, because now we feel uncomfortable because it's been too long of a standoff. And that's how stuff escalates. We support the police.
Right, which is understandable.
We won't be doing any more donations after this, because all of y'all officers have been awesome. We're small business owners in the city of Elk Grove, so we rely on you guys to protect our business also. So we're not anti-police. We're not the ones trying to defund the sheriffs. We need you guys. But when we threatened, and she has his identifying information, just like she called for backup, she had his ID in her hand. She could have called in his name instead of repeatedly. She thought he was lying when he said he wasn't on parole or probation. That's the issue that we had.
And that's a standard question that we ask a lot.
But three times, and then you don't.
And he answered the question.
Okay.
And if you thought he was really lying, run his name. You have his ID right there in your hands. Run his name.
Okay.
We feel threatened right now. Like, I'm literally shaking because I'm thinking my son is about to be the next hashtag.
No, I understand. Where you're coming from.
I've been in that situation. I've been with a policeman with his knee in my back on my way to work with a gun to my head, asking me, who am I? Oh, we got the wrong person. Still in handcuffs for 20 minutes with my face in the dirt.
Our kids will not go through that. So
I've been through that.
Better training needs to happen for your officers, because her demeanor, it changed when the other officers came, because she was being real sarcastic with us. She was trying to agitate us. But I told my son, don't move his hands, even though you could see clearly, literally hopped out of bed to come out here because we heard what was going on, and nothing happens on the street like this. That was not okay. Just like you guys fear for your life, every traffic stop, we fear for ours. And I've been in the city too long. You guys have an officer posted up there on Sheldon and one over there, because everybody always speeds there. I ain't never seen this before. I've been pulled over several times. I've never encountered this before. That's not okay.
No, I'm not saying it's okay. I'm saying.
So what are you going to do about it?
Well, I'm going to tell you how to go and file a formal complaint.
I know how to do that, because we done did it before. We done sued you guys before. So what are you going to do in regards to your officer?
Well, I'll definitely review the body cam. I have to take your guys' statement into account. I have to take their statement.
And she covered up the body cam a couple of times too with the papers, and we called her out on it.
Okay. Well, it still records audio, so it's still gonna. She covered. I don't know what she would be trying to hide. I mean, I don't think she has anything to hide.
I have never heard them asking that either, First Lady.
Yeah, so like I said, I don't know what she'd be trying to hide, but it still records audio. So whatever it is you guys said and she said will still be picked up.
But you guys need to understand, just as you guys are scared, we're scared when we get pulled over as African Americans, because you guys could shoot and then ask questions later. We're scared. Most of us are unarmed. And the way that she handled this should have been nothing but a 5-10 minute traffic stop. Okay, here, you're not admitting guilt. Here, your court date is this day. You can go online and do that and give us a ticket. Everything would have been handled. She wanted to escalate this. So please take that in consideration. She was attempting to escalate this further and farther. Her sarcastic comments, her standing there just with a blank stare. We're asking for the ticket. Who the hell asks for a ticket? We just want you out of our presence. That's it. That's not okay.
So was the contention with giving, like, handing the ticket to you guys or having?
No, she wouldn't even go and write the ticket.
Yeah, she wouldn't even write the ticket. The ticket wasn't written until the other officers.
The ticket was written when you came. That's when the ticket was written. We've been out here for how long? You could check the cab log and see how long we've been out here. We've been asking her constantly on live, go write the ticket. We'll take care of this in court. It's not a matter if he ran a stop sign or not. We don't know. She don't know. But if he did, okay. We'll pay the ticket, sign him up for traffic school, and it'd be done. But she was trying to escalate this. That's why she called for all this backup. People's ears and stuff. We still on our property line. We still in the same place. We haven't went and grabbed a gun. We haven't did nothing. We just wanted the ticket. Just give us the ticket. And if we was really in a position or the life that she thought we were in, her life would have been in jeopardy. She would have been in jeopardy if she conducted herself. Single time I've been pulled over, they've been saying, hi, ma'am, do you know what you pulled over for? It's never been anything disrespectful. They never lacked respect in Elk Grove. Never. So I'm very disappointed in her actions.
Okay.
I got it, Rhonda.
So her behavior, would you describe it as like rude and discourteous?
I would describe it as agitating, trying to escalate the situation.
You feel because of like the down and the asking about parole or probation or whatever
Multiple times.
Multiple times.
She had an answer.
She had an answer, and she had his ID in her hand. And if she felt unsafe to walk back to her car, she could have used her radio, the same radio that she used to call for backup, and call in his ID in his name and get the information and see, oh, okay, he doesn't have a criminal record. He's cleared. Like, that was it. She was trying to escalate the situation to make it something more than what it is. And she called all these people to a stop signs, running of a stop sign, if he even ran it. But I'm going to handle my son because he's a 19-year-old driver and my insurance will go up. So I will handle him on that. I don't need her to discipline my son. So what are you going to do in regards to your officer?
Well, like I said, right now I have to review everything. I have to review the body-worn camera. So when it comes to like discipline or something, that's actually above my level. But you guys are gonna. What I can do is give, at the very least, give my lieutenant a heads up. And you said you already know how to do it.
Yeah, we're gonna go right online and do it.
So you guys can do the formal complaint, so they'll get notified that way, and then they'll do the same thing. They'll do their investigation, and they'll review all the body-worn camera